Hi, Paul Hefty here with a Triangle Football System. I want to talk about our 911 mesh pass. We do a run and shoot style version. This is something I got from Coach Scott Backer, who works with Chatfield, Minnesota High School. What this involves is a hash read route that we'll go over. Neat thing is we can run this from 2x2 and 3x1 with only one receiver making an adjustment. We can also run it from 6-man protection where the back will check release into his route, and also 5-man solo protection where the back can free release. I like to put this in after our 4 verts right away because again it's great against man or zone, but today we're seeing a ton of man coverages and blitzes against RPO teams and systems like ours. So this is something you want to put in early and then be able to work it and rep it so you can get good at it. Let's take a look. All right, first we want to go through our 911 mesh pass protection. It's a 3-step drop by the quarterback, pocket protection. We'll use Major League Baseball names for the pass concept, being mesh is Mets, and then we'll use our first name for the directional with our pass pro being right and left. Teaching point, and the O-line just needs to hear these 2-word cues from the quarterback. First, Mets would tell us that is a pocket pass, 3-step drop, so they know the quarterback launch point. And then we'll use Lisa Ray, left or right, for 6-man pro, and Lolo and Robo, left and right, for 5-man protection. Our Lisa Ray, again, is our 6-man where the H is a free releaser, and the back is going to check release, checking the mic to the Sam. If they don't blitz, then he can release into his wheel route. With Solo Pro or 5-man pro, we go Lolo Robo. Now you've got the back and the H both free releasing. What this does, if we use a Robo call, for example, that play side tackle does a vertical pass set, so he gets some depth, and then he's going to read a triangle of that Mike backer to the outside backer, Sam, to that defensive end, and is going to block the first threat to the quarterback looking inside out. The key here now is how you teach it and drill it. And again, what we want to be able to do is give this quarterback and receivers in the line plenty of repetitions where they're making reads that are game-like. So you can see we do what's called drill 25, where we're going to have 2 quarterbacks going on the left with all 5 receivers. You can see here this would be our mesh pass to the right, and that puts us then quarterback 1 is going to be on the free access side looking to the Z to the H coming under. The quarterback 2 then would have the front side of the pass, seeing the X on the hash read route, to the A coming under, to the B to the wheel. So we can be working both sides of the read, front side and back side there, and getting quality reps. The coaches act as the defenders to manipulate the reads that they're going to see that week. While that's going on, the offensive line and then other running backs will go ahead and work this half slide pass protection, and the coach can act as the quarterback. So again, he can point and manipulate the blitzes and the looks he wants with defensive movements and still coach up the offensive line. All right, here's the mesh pass out of a 2x2 set. Again, I like to install plays first out of 2x2, and then we can advance to the 3x1. This is a Mets Ray. Our Lisa Ray call tells us we're going to be in a 6-man protection. The back will do his check release here, where he's going to check the Mike and the Sam inside out for blitz. If they don't, then he can release into his wheel route. The mesh receivers are always going to be the A and the H. The H is the mesh over receiver going over top. He wants to go right over the Mike's toes, right in front of him. The A is the mesh under receiver, then going right under the toes of that actual H back. So we get a nice rub here versus man. Once they've cleared each other, if it is zone, they can set down in open grass or open space. But if they've got any type of man, just keep running them. The Z receiver is going to run his glance route and is the free access receiver. The X is the run and shoot version here. He's going to run what we call a hash read route. It's very similar to the bender read that we use with the 4 verts, but we're going to add a drag component to it. The X receiver will run this. What he's going to do is go at a 45-degree angle towards the hash. And on about the 5th step, he's got to make his decision based on the defense. If it is one high safety, then he'll go vertical right up the hash to that open seam. If there's too high, then just like the bender read, he'll just continue right to the middle on that 45-degree angle and fill that open grass in the middle. If it's man on that 5th step, then he's going to go ahead and bend this flat and just run him across, running a drag. The quarterback here, real simple, is he's going to go ahead and pre-snap, see if he has free access to the Z receiver side. If he goes that way, feels he has free access, no safety help, he'll read him 1, and then he'll look to the H receiver coming with the mesh over, and then to the X in the middle, going left to right in this case. If he doesn't have free access, though, the main read is going to be, again, reading that Mike backer. That's the Mets cue. Again, if he gets blitz, then he's got his choice of going 1, 2, 3 of 1 with a hash read, 2 to the A, running the mesh under, and then 3 either to the wheel or the H, wherever his eyes take him to open grass. Again, what we want to do is create a situation where we feel we can always get the ball to the X because he's always going to be open if he makes the correct read, and then we can break down to the mesh unders and the wheel. Simple, sound against man or zone. All right, next here then we're going to progress to our 6-man protection from a 3-by-1 set. What's great about the system here is all the receivers still run the same route rule. Quarterback uses the same read progression. Only one receiver has to make a concept adjustment, and that is the H-back, because he's the only one that moves with a 3-by-1 formation call here. What he'll do is still run a mesh over, but he'll do it as a pivot. What he's going to do, the H-back you see will run right to the toes of the mic again, but right as he gets over the ball, he's going to do a reverse pivot and then get onto his drag route, drag over as he would from his 2-by-2. You can see again now that A is still going to run the mesh underneath him, so we still get a nice rub. X still runs the hash read route. B is going to still check release, Mike and Sam check if they don't blitz to the wheel, and Z is the free access receiver running his 6-step glance route. Quarterback read progression again. Check and see if he has free access. Can go to the Z receiver side and work 1, 2, 3 there. But the main read again is going to be looking at the mic. Again, reading the hash read route to the A and the mesh under, to the wheel or the H on the pivot. Simple, sound, and consistent. Next, we'll go to 2-by-2, but we'll run it with our 5-man protection. This is great to get the back involved, especially if you feel you have a mismatch. Real simple here. Now the back is going to free release, so he's going to be able to get out there pretty fast. Nothing changes for any of the other receivers or the read progression for the quarterback. He's still reading the mic when we're looking to the hash read route, to the A on the mesh under, and now we could look heavy to the wheel with the back. Again, if he has free access pre-snap, he can go ahead and go, think Z receiver to H under to hash read, reading that safety now as his key. Again, we go to 3-by-1, only one person has to make an adjustment, and that's the H using his pivot mesh over. Again, going to the toes of the mic, reverse pivot, and then on his drag. Again, same read progression for the quarterback. We're just free releasing the back using 5-man pro. So he's going to check for free access to the Z receiver side. No free access. We're going to go ahead and read the mic all the way, looking hash read, A under, B wheel, H pivot to Z glance. Simple, sound, consistent, and great against man or zone. Again, great play to put in right after your 4 verts. Again, one of the things you want to do with this, though, is if you're going to run mesh, you've got to work on it over and over and over. It looks simple on paper because the receivers, though, are moving through this. You've got to work it so that the timing is there and the confidence with the reads for the quarterback. Thanks.